Sariyah Bint Shamiul, you can start, please.
Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Ramadan Kareem to all. My name is Sariyah Bint Shamiul. I am the daughter of engineer Muhammad Shamiul Islam. I in grade 6 in Rosary school, and I live in Sharjah, and I am from Bangladesh. Today is session number 14, and today we actually have a debate session. The debate topic is: does social media make people less creative? There are two teams, Team A and Team B. Team A speaks in favor of yes, and Team B speaks in favor of no. So I would like to not waste any time and get started, but beforehand, I just want to mention some simple rules. um, First round of the debate, which is now, each participant will only be allowed to speak once, and they will be allowed to speak for 3 minutes. The second round is an optional round. It's a counter argument round. This round, each participant will be allowed to only speak for 1 minute. You are only allowed to speak when you raise your hand, and because of the timing, I would like to strictly remind you all to please stick to the timing of how much you're allowed to speak. So that's all. Now I would just like to start. So now we're going to start. So first, I would like anyone to raise their hand and introduce yourselves, please, before speaking, and you can start speaking. So would anyone like to start us off? If you would, please. Yes, Mr. Ragib, please introduce yourself and your team, which team you're in, and you can start. You're actually muted.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ragib Nihal Sadab. I'm in grade 12 studying in the International School of Shoifat, and I'm in favor of the topic. I think that social media does make people less creative. So do I start giving my claims now?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can start.
Okay, so social media may not be the main factor to the decline in creativity in people, but it definitely is one of the major contributing factors. In order to be creative, you need to have some mental space and you need to let your brain actually think. And social media does quite the opposite. It steals your attention from you. It doesn't let your brain do its job. It doesn't give it the proper space to think. Your brain is always occupied with what you see on social media, and it has no place to actually create thoughts, and you're constantly consuming, and your attention is being robbed from you. When you think of great leaders and thinkers of the past, what do they have in common? They had no devices, no smartphones, no social media back then. They were probably bored most of the time. They used to spend their time merely thinking and nothing else really. Taking walks, observing nature, and thinking with no distractions. That's what made them such great creative thinkers and allowed them to come up with such revolutionary ideas. Sometimes we need to feel that boredom. That's when our mind actually starts coming up with those creative ideas. And it's almost impossible to do nowadays because of the constant consumption of media and the need to be entertained at all times. This was not present back in the day. Overconsumption and addiction of social media is a huge issue nowadays. All we do now is consume, consume, consume. There's no creation involved. We don't give ourselves time to think. Our mind is always occupied with the media content we see online. Also, the videos on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, they're all filled with short content, information, and videos which are intended for quick consumption. This can negatively affect an individual's attention span and worsen their ability to focus for long periods of time. And this can worsen one's ability to think deeply and creatively. And I'm not saying that social media can't be used for good. It definitely can, but I'm saying that social media has the potential to kill creativity among people. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, excellent, very good explanation. Now, Mr. Abdullah, I believe Tafhim, do you want to? Are you have your hand raised? You want to speak?
I think you
Oh
have
no, wait, no,
mistaken me
your
for
hand
my.
is not raised. Sorry. Your hand's not raised. Abdullah Tahsin, yeah, your hand is raised. Yeah, you can speak.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Kareem, everybody. I am Abdullah Tahsin. I am from Sharjah. I study in De Montfort University, mechanical engineering, first year, and I am from Team B to speak in favor of no. And the topic is, does social media make people less creative? Well, the main reason why I'm saying no to this is because, based on what I've observed, from my experience, it totally depends upon the person. So I'm not saying like social media uh, makes people more creative, but it does provide platforms for us to be creative. Because what most people fail to realize is, because of the hype in social media, many people are getting the chance to share their creativity. Every YouTubers, every graphic designers, every artists, they're getting a chance to share their talent with us through different types of platforms. There are many uh, uses of social media, such as media marketing or MS Word, MS Excel. There are many types of apps that people use to share their creativity. But then, since that social media has easy access for everyone, I think there has emerged two groups of people. The first group of people are the ones that use the social media for good use. They are usually the ones who show or display their creativity through the power of social media. And there's a second group of people that does not use social media for creativity. They would rather watch TikTok or Instagram Reels, those contents that have like very short span, and that's how they kill their creativity. But then, what I think is, social media is not the major factor for killing the creativity. It all depends upon the person. So if you actually have the motivation and the courage to share your thoughts, to share your talent, to share your creativity using social media can be a great tool to share your creativity. Like,
I'm
uh,
sorry to interrupt, but you have 20 seconds left.
okay, it's all right. I think I'll end my talk. So, yeah, thank you.
Okay, good job. I really like that. So now, Miss Radia Khan, would you like to speak?
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Radhi Mubashir Khan Afzal. I'm in grade 7 Islamic English School, Abu Dhabi, and today today's debate topic is, does social media make people less creative? I'm in group B and of the favor of no. So, social media is like, as Abdullah Tassin has said, it does depend on the person. Like, if you are a very creative person, you want to be a creative person, you go to social media for some ideas like Instagram and Pinterest, which will help you get some ideas. People share their ideas in forms of galleries and informal galleries and showcases, which people all around the world can see through social media and get ideas For example, like, it also provides you with a lot of information. Like, example, your teacher in the 7th grade has given you a topic to work on that you already have worked on in the past, like in the 5th grade. But since you already have worked on this topic, you already know most about this topic. So in grade 7, you could um you could learn a lot social media during this gap, like during the gap between grade 5 and grade 7, and like by scrolling through social media can like give you a lot of information, like an art project. Your teacher gives you an art project and you will want to improve it. You can take ideas from social media. On the other hand, social media can connect you in with other people, like other creative people, like you are already creative, and you can work with others to make that project more creative. People can engage in different types of activities, constant scrolling and checking notifications, which makes people creative and can find productivity. Like social media provides access to various amounts of information and inspiration.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but you have less than 20 seconds, so I would suggest you finish what you're going to say.
Okay, some argue that the pursuit, like comments and shares on social media, can influence individuals to like create contents that confirms to popular trends, that rather than expressing their true creative version. The focus on external validations may distract from genuine creative exposure. In summary, social media can help people get more creative than they already are. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your excellent points. Now, can we have Miss Rapanjal, please share your views? And please, there is no need to say the name of the topic. Just introduce yourself and your team, and then just start talking to save time for the sake of Ramadan.
Oh, sure. Okay. So my name is Rapunjal, and I'm in the favor of no. Okay, let me just explain why. So you probably know YouTube. It might have some good shorts, some bad shorts. But one time I was just solving some math papers, okay? And then like it was hard for me. Then I called my dad, he helped me. But it would have been easier if I just used a little bit of the YouTube. So you see those short video, the shorts? You can use those for easy recommendations or easy ways how to solve math. And one thing that I noticed Raghib say, like famous people like Albert Einstein or something, none of those people will be here. But I think they will soon enough, because like technology has been high these days, and now maybe someone can solve a math problem under 2 seconds right now. And social media does help with our creativity. Imagine you just go to wix.com. Some people in computing class, you have gone to wix.com and you probably created multiple websites for people so they can solve easy problems or learn adverbs or frequencies. And it has been easier for people with technology nowadays, because technology is very advanced nowadays. Like remember, olden times they used to use the old telephone, but now everybody has a little button on their phone which they can just press and call everyone. So now I think technology is very high, so basically we can do everything, and social media is currently influencing kids how to solve things, how to do things properly. That's all. Thank you for my judges for hearing me and my other opponent.
Okay, very good job. Now, can we have Mr. Abdullah Tafhim please share your views?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Most importantly, Ramadan Mubarak, everyone. I'm Abdullah Tafhim, and I study currently in grade 12 in Sharjah, Progressive English School. And I'm in favor that social media tends to make people less creative. Yes, I'm a strong believer that social media actually makes us less creative. There are many potentials. anything has any type of potential. But what we have to look at the facts here. 70 to 80% of the people, they actually waste time. For example, when we work, we are the productive ones. That's the productive work that we do in a day to put food on our tables or to have to be something great in life. Yes, that's when we work. But then we take break by using social media. That is a source of entertainment and not productive work. And in the olden times, when great leaders were there, as Mr. Raghib said, when in the olden days when leaders were there, what did they do? They used to think, they used to read books. Technology was not so advanced. That made persons more creative. Those are the good habits. But for example, we take YouTube, for example. YouTube is not particularly a social media platform, but it does have a community. When we take YouTube into account, an average person, whoever clicks on YouTube, on average, he stays there for 60 minutes a day. That's an hour of 24-hour daytime. Imagine how much time is wasted from there. We have to look at the statistics. A study found that individuals who spend more than 2 hours a day on social media are more likely to report poor mental health. Increased social media use is also linked to higher rates of anxiety, depression. 45% of young adults reported feeling more anxious, and the days of social media where the negative comments are there, people suicide, people go into depression because the people who don't know you, they're not very nice to you, they don't really care about you. How it takes a mental toll, a sense of depression, rather than making us more creative. Many of the people, the bad side is that the people who are not like you, the ones who are different from you, they tend to be less supportive. In the developing countries where they do not get the features themselves, they don't get the facilities, their depressing lives, they tend to hate more on social media having a successful life. That's why the depression comes from. That's why the celebrities, they don't have their sense of privacy. They can't be more creative. That's why they keep a time limit. Whenever you use Instagram, Facebook, a message comes up that you have done enough Instagram, you have used enough Facebook for the day. You have actually used enough Facebook for the day, because you're wasting a lot of time. Studies show that 20% of adults, they procrastinate chronically, and 75% of college students, they procrastinate through social media.
Sorry to interrupt, but you have 15 seconds left.
All right. So this tends to make us not focus on the work we have, the ones that will actually do us good, the ones that will actually build our habits to make a successful society, to make something great. That limits us. Rather than anything can have potential, but it is a fact that majority of the people don't use that in our favor, and it causes like a worldwide depression rather than just developing a country. That's what I think.
Okay, I really appreciate that. Good job. Now, can we have Khan Ridwan share your views, please?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Khan Ridwan Amor. I am from Bangladesh. I read in Islamic English School, Abu Dhabi, grade 5. Today's debate topic is does, and I'm in team A. So today's debate topic is does social media make people less creative? My understand is in favor of the topic. As I mentioned, social media can potentially make people less creative through various mechanisms. First is time wasting. Scrolling through endless feeds of content can consume significant amount of time and mental energy, leaving less time and motivation for engaging in creative activities. So number 2, self-doubt. Continuous depending on social media, it has created self-doubt and diminished the confidence in one's own creative abilities. Number 3, creativity. Social media platforms can fragment attention to disrupt the deep focus required for creative works. This can make it challenging for individuals to immerse themselves fully in the creative works. Number 4 is limited ability. Social media can design to show people content that aligns with interest and beliefs, exposure to narrow range of perspectives and ideas. mm, may limit individuals' ability to think critically and creatively about complex issues. Number 5 is fear of failure. The people nature of social media can face their fear of failure as our creativity work can be damaged. Number 6, cyberbullying. Social media platforms provide avenues for cyberbullying where children may experience harassment and teasing. Number 7 is privacy concerns. Many kids may fully understand the privacy incomplements of sharing personal information or photos online. Number 8 is addiction and screen time.
Sorry to
Excessive
interrupt, but you have less than 30 seconds left, so I suggest.
addiction and screen time. Excessive use of social media can lead to addiction like behaviors and consume a significant amount of kids' time, sleep disturbance, impact, and mental health etc. So finally, we can say that social media can make people less creative. Thank you.
Okay, those were some very, very excellent points. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, can we have Mr. Tahmid Ahmed? Please share your points, your views on the topic.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Tahmid Ahmed from Bangladesh. I study in grade 9 at Islamia English School, Abu Dhabi, and today I'll be talking in favor of Team A, which agrees with the debate topic. Does social media make people less creative? So to start off the topic, first I'd like to describe the topic of social media. Social media is a place where people shoot videos about their life, their achievements, what they want to be in the future, and they post these videos on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter. Now let's come to the main point, which is, does social media make people less creative? The reason I believe that it makes people less creative, because mainly when we are scrolling through the social media apps, we are seeing what other people are doing, and when we want to create content, we are not really thinking that much on what we want to create, and we want to create videos that we think can have more views by looking up on the internet, like which contents get more views. And one more thing that makes people less creative is that uh, when we scroll through the social media apps, we see various contents like what people are doing, and there are a lot of different topics that we are seeing. This limits ourselves because we are seeing way too many things, we're gaining way too many knowledge, which actually jams our brain, and are not able to and we're not anymore able to produce creative information about the topics that we're actually seeing. One more point that I'd like to address is that when we are watching others on the social media, when they are like making videos like about their success or their opinion or their decision, when we see them making a decision, we admire them, we congratulate them, but we don't spend too much time thinking that we are also capable of doing something similar to that. So this is also something that limits our creativity, because to be able to be creative, we need to believe in ourselves and uh, our, know our capabilities, which social media doesn't allow us to do, according to my beliefs. I hope this clarifies everyone's doubt about social media. Thank you.
Okay, excellent points. Thank you for sharing your views. Now, can we have? I see Tahmid Ahmed has his hand raised. Okay. Now, Sinan Fatin, please share.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. My name is Sinan. I live in Al Ain and I'm in grade 10. Today's debate topic is about if social media can make people less creative, and I'm on team A, which is in favor of the topic. I'll start. The internet, it's very infected with people that are that that are very biased towards some ideas, and a lot of cyberbullying is also in the internet, which can lead to some people that are trying to be creative and actually have creative viewpoints to be fear of to be in fear of judgment and actually be in fear of being cyberbullied. This can make people actually less motivated to be more creative and can also decrease creativity in people. And there are also these other things called a filter bubble. A filter bubble is basically an imaginary barrier inside your head, which limits your perspective on other other things and the ideas that uh, which doesn't make people make good ideas, and also other things that called echo chambers. This echo chamber, whenever someone makes an idea, it most of the time their idea is related to someone else's idea that's already existing, and it doesn't really make people's ideas seem creative only because they watch TikTok or Reels, etc. These videos can put information in their head, and whenever they make opinions or they're creative about their ideas, they're mainly related to those videos. There are also other factors like screen time. The screen time, it can affect the person's brain by information overload. This information overload, it it makes the person actually not think better, and the screen time can also lead to a shorter attention span, which also makes people not be creative and actually be
I'm
involved
sorry to
in.
interrupt, but you have less than 20 seconds.
Okay, this is this lower attention span, it can decrease the person's creativity, and the screen time can also reduce sleep time, which is very important for the brain to think. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you for sharing your views. It was excellent. I see that Abdullah Tafhim and Rapunzel have already spoken. So I would like Rayhan Ahmed to please share your views on the topic.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Raihan Ahmed. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. So I'll be speaking in Team B for the favor of no. So far, what's been said so far are valid concerns about the impact of social media on creativity. However, personally believe that social media is more than just a distraction. It's global. It provides global inspiration to everyone. Social media is a string of and a compilation of ideas and unique opinions and views on people's thoughts and and their ideas. So social media actually serves to connect all these people who have creative ideas and provide and can also provide inspiration to already artists who lack that inspiration. It also challenges people creatively that like they may not be able to so if they okay. Okay, I'll continue. So, social media can provide a challenge for these people and challenge them creatively. So they may able to, they may be able to come up with something new. Furthermore, it also provides collaborative opportunities. Social sites like GitHub and SoundCloud provide artists an outlet to express their artwork and what they want to show to the world. And furthermore, like an example from SoundCloud, a lot of artists from SoundCloud have actually, flourished, and a lot of the current top singers and top musicians in the world actually had humble beginnings in SoundCloud. So social media provides a platform for expression and experimentation. So, they can people can express themselves creatively and also receive feedback on what they have expressed. I'm not saying this is for all the cases, but social media does have an equal part of, good and bad feedback and constructive criticism from other people. So when artists and people in general decide to share their ideas and share what they have come up with on social media, people can give their insights and their criticism on this, and then the artists themselves can improve based upon that. So social media provides opportunities for creativity and
I'm sorry to
innovation.
interrupt you, but you have less than 20 seconds.
Yeah, okay. So this global network of people can all collectively work together and provide a new insight and new ways of thinking. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you for sharing your views. Now, Syed, would you, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, please share your views.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, moderators, and fellow debaters. My name is Syed Alham, and in this debate, I take my stand for no, social media does not make people less creative. In fact, it can spark new ideas in people and make them more creative instead of less. As with social media, you can communicate with others who know different things and have different languages and cultures, and you can also learn those different languages and cultures through social media, as creativity thrives in diversity. And through social media, knowledge spreads incredibly quickly, therefore making people more knowledgeable. Social media lets people know what's going on in the present world. And as we all know, knowledge is the key to creativity. Not just that, social media is also a great way to promote businesses easily and promote items on services, as well. Social media acts as a catalyst for collaboration, innovation, and friendship among artists, musicians, entrepreneurs, and writers, and many more, to work together and create new things that revolutionize our current world. Furthermore, the argument that social media distracts people from offline creative pursuits overlooks the reality that creativity is inherently adaptive. Just as the printing press, radio, and television have shaped previous generations' creative landscapes, social media represents the latest evolution in communication technology. Rather than viewing it as a threat to creativity, we should embrace it as a tool for empowerment and cultural enrichment. And did you know that more than 60% of the entire population of the world use social media, which is approximately around 5.04 billion people? So without social media, the world would stop moving, as the world is trying to head into a world of technology.
You're lagging. Oh, okay.
And social media, big part of it without doubt. And it is
You have 20 seconds left. I would suggest you wrap up.
I already finished.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, now, would anyone else like to speak? Because the only people remaining are Ahmed Arush Rahman, grade 7 from Team A, Muhammad Sharir Ahnaf from grade 3, Team A, and Abrar bin Murshid, grade 8 from Team B. I don't see them in the meeting, so if any of them are joined on their parents' account, please raise your hand and speak. Otherwise, we can move on to the next round.
I think Ahmed Arush Rahman, he joined already.
Yeah, okay.
Ahmed Arush.
Ahmed, if you joined, please raise your hand and share your views. Okay, it seems like no one else has anything to say. So now we move on to round 2, the counter argument. This part, everyone gets to speak for 1 minute exactly. No one gets to speak again. In this round, you get to counter argue with anyone you wish. So now, if anyone would like to counter argue, they can raise their hand, and yeah. Would anyone like to argue? Yes, Mr. Ragib, please.
Okay, so I'd like to tackle one of the points that was mentioned in the debate. Someone mentioned that, actually multiple people might have mentioned that social media can actually be used as a spark for innovation. It gives you ideas and gives you things to be passionate about. And I completely agree with that. Social media can be used for the right things, and there's a lot of new ideas that can be learned from social media that can elevate whatever work you're working on. But the problem with that is the overload of information. You can get sometimes you can get too much information when you're scrolling through the internet. For example, you could be on YouTube just endlessly scrolling down looking for things without a clear purpose, because the YouTube section has a thing called recommended section, which just blasts you with videos that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. And when we get into that loophole, it never ends. We don't know exactly what we want exactly. We're just scrolling until we find something that we like to watch for entertainment. And this makes us lose track of time, and it can be very damaging for us. And for people who use social media for entertainment, I mean, for ideas, for their work or something related to that, or even studies, as Tafim mentioned earlier, procrastination is also a huge issue. You might be scrolling through YouTube tutorials, but never actually end up doing what you set out to do. You might just be on a tutorial hell, as they say, and never actually play the piano. Or I mean, if you're looking for videos about how to play piano, you might never even like try to play the piano itself. That's the main thing. You should actually just put in action. Just passively watching videos won't help you, and this is a bad thing as well. And because of this perpetual consumption, no creation actually begins, and this can kill our creativity. And
Sorry to interrupt, but you have less than 20 seconds left.
yeah, okay. So I'd just like to end it off by saying that it's when we stop mindlessly binge watching tutorial videos that we finally start taking action, and that's the most important part. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's see. Yes, would Rehan Ahmed please share your argument?
All right. Well, so a point mentioned by the speakers in the affirmative team is that back in the day, people were more creative. The leaders would read books, but when you speak about creativity, I'd like to bring up a point about the fact that for thousands of years, the development of humanity and technology as a whole had been very slow. For thousands of years, we hadn't even gotten past stone tools, and then furthermore, of thousands of years later, we managed to make the steam engine after a very, very long time. after that, you'd see that it's called the Industrial Revolution. That's when the creativity sparked. And in the last 100 years, the advancements and improvements in technology and the leaps and bounds we've achieved compared to those, thousands upon thousands of years, it's it's a very short time span. And to say that social media would make people less creative, if such a large number of people were using social media, and majority of adults or majority of people are on social media, why would this incredible rate
Sorry
of
to interrupt, but you
innovation,
have less than 10 seconds, so yeah.
yeah, why would this incredible rate of innovation still keep going? So this is just evidence that while it can have some effect, it does not necessarily make people less creative.
Okay, thank you for sharing your views. Now would Mr. Tahmid Ahmed please share your views? Oh no, wait, I saw that Rapunzel had her hand raised earlier. Would you still
No,
like to share?
No, I just want to think more about it and then I will.
Okay, sure, no issue, no issue. Yeah, Tahmid Ahmed, you can share your views now.
Yes, I'd like to point out a thing that Rehan said, that more people come together. People can come together in social media and share their ideas. I'd like to say about that firstly, because everything is quick and short, it is very difficult, I think, to have a real conversation, because we cannot. I don't think we can really get into deep conversations in social media, as we're not face to face with each other. Also, I think that people don't really want to share their ideas on social media too much, or if they really want to share, they do it just for the sake of gaining likes or
Sorry to
more
interrupt, but you have less
shares.
than 10 seconds.
Okay, likes and more shares. So yes, this is what I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you so much. Now would I see Rehan Ahmed already spoke, so would Abdullah Tafhim like to share his views?
Yeah, all right. So from the negative team, they have mentioned that like for example, Mr. Rehan has mentioned that in the last 100 years after the Industrial Revolution, the development, it happened astronomically. But social media did not come 100 years ago; it came 10 years ago. So in 100 years after the Industrial Revolution, everything developed so frantically, everything's developed so fast. But in the 10 years after the social media, the downsides and the disadvantages, they have they have increased astronomically. More suicide rates, 35% more suicide rates from the girls above below the age of 13 years old. Artists copying each other, auto-tune sampling. More than 60% of them use social media. People post fake lifestyles, and about 60% of Americans, they overspend. They see others having this perfect lifestyle and they overspend, thinking that they could do it too. And later they go into generational debts.
Sorry for
Then
interrupting.
inflation
Less
happens.
than 15
All
seconds.
right, chat GPT, and then social media actually wanted to ease our lives, but then in return it killed our efforts. So that's what I think. People are not connected to nature, they cannot develop confidence. You can't see real people nowadays because of social media. So that's what I think. People just go behind fame and money, but they're not real, just like how people in the 90s or the golden ages that the elders they speak about. The people are not like that anymore. That's what I think.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Now would let me see. I would first like to I would just like to ask any of the seniors, since we still have time and not many are speaking, is it okay if we allow the people to counter argue for more than 1 minute, or should we just stick to the timing?
No, only one time.
Okay. Now can we have Rapunzel please share your views?
Sure. So most of you probably have moms, and when you go to their YouTube or For You page, you probably see cooking videos. And if you see the cooking videos, your mom might create something new by mixing everything up, and you never tasted that before. And I heard some people say this, it might like make our eyes fall out, not fall out currently, but like it might make us blind or something. It nowadays in YouTube, if you go there, or TikTok, any social media platform, there is a screen time stop that helps you like stop screen time and take a break for a while. Or if you're a parent, you can set up parental controls nowadays, so your kids could be more creative by looking at social media and their stuff. And whenever it's time to stop their iPad time, you can just stop, and whatever they learned in social media, they can just create easily. Like with Play-Doh or Play-Doh, they could just search up something, and if they see it, they just make it, and you just have a beautiful art piece that's with memories. And also photos. In the olden days, people used to draw photos. That took a lot of time.
Sorry for interrupting. You have less than 10 seconds left.
Okay, I'll just finish up by saying, even though they were more creative, we can still edit our videos. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing your views. I see Rehan Ahmed and Abdullah Tafhim have already spoken, so I would like to move on to Syed. Would you like to share your views? Your argument?
Yes, please. I would like to point out the fact that this very debate, this very conversation that is happening is on Google Meet, a social media platform, and it is allowing us to expand our vocabularies, get better speaking skills by using this very Google Meet. And another thing that I would like to point out is that some people said that social media can overload your brains. But the brain works more is more elastic. So the more knowledge you gain, it'll still be inside your brain. Not just that. And nobody says that you have to stay on social media for a long time. Everybody has many things they need to do.
Sorry for interrupting. You have less than 20 seconds.
Okay, I'll finish up by saying you can just spend maybe at least 10 minutes on social media. You don't need to spend that long time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Now, would Khan Ridwan like to share his points?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, as you can see that many kids they are wearing glasses just because of social media. They're addicted to it, and they always watch it, and because of social media, their creativity it's getting low, and for creativity it's getting low, and this is why social media is makes people less creative. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Now, would Radia Khan like to share her argument?
Yes, I would like to give an example that literally happened to me today. Like today, I had a physics test, and in the morning, I was unable to understand this question. And my parents were sleeping, so I went to ChatGPT and asked it the question, and it helped me understand it, more detailedly, like it always does, and yeah, social media can be helpful when other people, like example your parents are they're busy, they can't help you, but social media, it's always free and it's always there to help you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let me check, would anyone else like to share their points? Because the argument, I see Rehan and Abdullah Tafhim already spoke, so would anyone else like to share their counter argument? Anyone? Ahmed Arush Rahman, Muhammad Sharir Ahnaf, Abdullah Tahsin, Abrar bin Morshid. Would anyone like to share? their counter argument? Let me see if there's any raised hands. Well, I believe that everyone is done counter arguing. So now we move on to the Q&A. For the sake of timing, the Q&A will be 10 minutes. In this Q&A, you are allowed to ask each other any questions. Like you can ask them why they view a topic a certain way. So if anyone wants to ask any questions, they can raise their hand. Anyone wants to ask any questions? Anybody? Well, I believe that no one wants to ask any questions, so I will ask a question. Oh,
I
let's
have
see.
a question though.
Yeah. Ask. No issue. Ask.
Okay, so this is for the team A. So since you all are like in favor of social media making people less creative, how do you tackle the issue? How do you
Can
make
I
people more creative?
Yes, Abdullah Tafhim.
The answer is we keep screen times and we restrict ourselves from using too much social media, because what I think is social media is a double-edged sword. So you can use it in favor, but if you see yourself like really not being able to prevent yourself, then you are in deep trouble, because this is as big as something like obesity or maybe mental health problem. So you spend less time and try to meet or connect to people face to face, have some actual arrangements, because that's what life is, right? So because we need social gatherings, events, but then it doesn't always have to be online we need, because because of the ease, just you just open your laptop and you can just within one click. But in face to face you have to take your time, you need to plan some things. So it's better that we feel more connected to the nature by that, and not use too much social media, rather than how can social media make us more creative. It really can't for most of the people. There are only 10% of the people that can actually take advantage of it. But rest 90% it's just something that takes you down, it just brings you down.
All right, noted.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Now, Rapunzel, would you like to ask a question, or would you like to respond to anyone else's question?
No, I just want to ask a question. It's pretty close to Abdullah Hassan's question. So basically, like, how do you know what to do? Like, basically, you're playing a piano and you don't know the notes to something, and piano lessons are too expensive. So what do? You just get distracted by social media.
Would Radia Khan like to answer this question or ask a question? Miss Radia Khan?
No, I'm gonna ask a question.
Okay then. Yes, Abdullah Tafhim?
I think you rather press on the videos that actually match your needs. Like YouTube, there are so many tutorials, so many free courses, free lessons.
Yeah, but what if like you're trying to find a certain one and keep on scrolling and just find some distractions? What will happen?
You just don't press on the distraction, you just limit yourself. You
What if you do?
Yeah, that is the thing. If you thing is self-consciousness. If you think that you are getting distracted, then you are likely to not get distracted. So just think that I just need to focus and just keep that thing in focus, because if you know you're getting distracted and still you can't stop, that's like an addiction. And addiction, there would be another topic for that. Addiction is way bigger than just creativity.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you for sharing the answer. Now, Miss Radia Khan had her hand raised before to ask a question. Would you still want to ask the question?
Yes, so my question is for Abdullah Tafim. When he was speaking, I respect his words and everything. I understand it, but I want to ask, like, it's a simple question. Like, you were mostly talking about death. Why death, though? Like suicide and that. Like, it's Ramadan.
I was talking about suicide, not death, but then suicide, because after the use of social media, facts tell us that 35% of the people get depressed due to bullying on social media and they kill themselves. So imagine that how bad it is that during Ramadan that it's not really courteous for us to speak about suicide, but it has gotten that bad. That's the reason I wanted to point it out.
Wait, but one thing, we're kids around here and we're literally encountering violence.
Yeah, so that happened due to social media, right? So that's why it's bad.
Or is it?
Can I respond to you, Rapunzel? Can I answer your
Sure.
Yeah, this is I believe that Abdullah Tafhim is saying this because he's targeting this towards the younger kids. That might be why. And yeah, that's it. So would anyone else like to ask any questions?
Wait, I have a small question for you only, Sariyah only.
Okay, sure.
Which team are you on? Team A or Team B?
Yeah, I was actually going to share my points if no one else was going to ask a question. I will share my points, but now I just want to tell you in short that I am on Team A, but I will explain why later. First, I just want to make sure. Okay. First, I just want to make sure. Does anyone else have any questions? Anything to ask? No one has any questions? Let me see. Okay, since no one has any questions, I would just like to quickly wrap up. But Abdullah Tafim, you have a question?
has a question.
Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, I do have a question. I have a question for Rapunzel. It was said by her that she is in favor of Team B, if I'm not wrong, that the social media does make people more creative, and it's like, okay, so if it does make us more creative, then why are there so many disadvantages? Like, why are there so many statistics that tell us that it has done more bad than good? Why do you think so? Because we could argue with an opinion.
About the disadvantages, I think there are more advantages actually, because things like watching YouTube could actually make your knowledge higher to understand something. ChatGPT makes your knowledge higher. Wix.com makes your creativity
Can
higher
I
in
respond
computer
to the
or
question?
tablet.
Can I respond to the question?
Yeah, sure.
See, now that you have said that social media, it creates more harm than good, I think that is not true, because social media, yes, it has its disadvantages, which are very peculiar and which are very impactful, but there is more good use of social media than there are of bad use. For example, this meeting, how can we attend this meeting? Through social media. So we are saying that social media is bad while we are using social media in our everyday lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying that social media is an entirely good thing, because there are bad things in social media as well. But what I think it is, that social media is a necessary evil. You cannot get rid of it. You have to use it in a proper way. That was my whole point. That whatever it is, it depends upon the person that's using the social media.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Now, for the sake of time, I would like to just say why I am on Team A. Just a very short, brief explanation, and then I will hand over the control. So, I think social media does necessarily make people less creative. There are more disadvantages than advantages, but really it just depends on the person. Now, the only issue is that most people nowadays have been exposed to social media at a young age. And since they've been exposed at such a young age, they don't know what is right, what is wrong. So they would usually go to the wrong side because they think, oh, it's more fun. That means it's right. Because they're young. They don't know what's right. They don't know what's wrong. So they would obviously go to the they would obviously go to the wrong side. So this is one of the major problems. And also, since many users are young using social media, they use it on their parents account or their own account. They fake their ages so that the social media thinks that they're old enough, but these younger children are watching videos that spoil their brain and that are not meant for them, and then they turn into those kinds of people, and that is bad for their ages. So social media is dangerous and it also makes people less creative as well. It, as mentioned by people earlier, it makes you procrastinate. This has happened to, I'm pretty sure this has happened to all of us. We go to the internet to search something up, and we end up scrolling on shorts or reels or TikTok for the next 5 hours, and then we don't get any work done. This there should be a sense of self-control, but that's the main thing. Social media makes it so that you think that there's no reason for self-control, that you don't need to have any self-control. So yeah, that's basically why I think I'm on team A. So now I would like to wrap up the session. I would just like to say from my end, good job to all of you. I have heard some really excellent points. I have really enjoyed this session, and now I would like to hand over the control to engineer Amzad uncle.
Thank you very much, today's moderator, Sariyah Bint Shamiul, for your nice controlling the session. Now I'd like to request, actually our judges, they are still now I did not receive their judgment because there is some communication skills, knowledge, the knowledge and understanding, argument, counter argument, modesty, articulation and liveliness. On the basis of this, they are doing the marking. So I hope that very soon I will receive this number, and who is the winner team, and who will be the best speaker from the junior and the senior. In that moment, I would like to request our honorable guest, Mr. Monjur Khan, to deliver his speech regarding this session.
Thank you so much, Engineer Amjad Khan. I'm really very honored to see a lovely session, and it is so well organized. And our moderator, very young girl, Sariyah Bint how nice and plan-wise she has what is called controlled and managed the session, and with the time frame. It is really encouraging, because I was not knowing that our children are so much intelligent, and they are really been grown up such a levels. And thank you so much. Really, I hope that you have been doing that the young person, that senior people also cannot do that the way we've been controlled and managed, and without biased things. Thank you very much. Congratulations for that. And especially, honestly speaking, I'm here in UAE for 42 years. I never had got a chance to see our Bangladeshi communities and peoples have been organized such a wonderful session, and giving the platform to build our children for the leadership. It is unbelievable. It is, honestly speaking, I'm an old man, but still I got young and sitting with these young kids and young children, what they're talking. I learned a lot of things, a lot of ways they have reflected, but only what I can share. Is very simple, because last 42 years in my practical life, or while I was going and learning the things in my organization, they have trained us, they have developed us to get the output. So my main concerns are that, honestly speaking, I want to talk a lot, but times are very constrained. But one thing I want to tell you, the topics what been considered about the creativity, why the creativity is interrupted because of our social media. If you're trying to understand what is creativity, so I think you all agree, creativity is a amazing thing. It comes from inside, and it is not copying. Creativity means you are doing something new, and you are coming out with a solution, illumination, and it's original, not copycat. you increase through the creativity thinking. You have a brainstorming when you're doing the creativity. Like today also, there are some of the brainstorming things has gone through, agreeing to disagreeing. Then you have creativity is always in positive manner. Creativity is innovation, invention, and it creates the genius, and it works on the mind. It creates the idea. It's an art, concept, incubation, intelligence, and insight. This is the focus on creativity. So once our children or we understand the meaning of creativity, as soon as we go diversion from this part, it really, we are not been able to achieve something. Of course, the social media or our internet, this is called a process. It's help. This is a tool. Basically, it is a tool. Earlier, we used to cut the wood with the saw, hand saw. It takes time to make a table. It takes maybe 1 day. But nowadays, we got electrical saw, or they have a lot of other format. With that, within today, we can make 10 tables. So it means it's a speeding, but the process has to go the same. So the creativity cannot be with a button press, it comes through, but creativity comes through your direct innovation or invention or engagement. So I cannot take more time, but I'm really been very honored and very pleased, and I want to be connected to you all the times. And I wish you all the best, and the organizers, those who have been really organized, and they have been honored me for this session. And I have been really connected to share the part with my Bangladesh and international, what is called contacts. There are some people, they have joined, some doctors, some other area people joined, and they are really been excited. They're asking me the question, and everybody wants to add their concern about your children. Our main concern, what we learn, we want to share to our children. And I will encourage our parents, those who are there, it is very important. You have to hold your children to bring them to this platform. And with that, I want to conclude and say thank you very much for inviting me. Inshallah, hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Munzur Khan Bhai, for your nice speech. And inshallah, also you will be with us the next session, even continue with us. Now, actually, I would like to thank our special judges, those who are giving us the valuable time in Ramadan time, like our senior engineer Rizas Kalim Bhai, Khaza Ahmed Bhai from Bangladesh, and there is Muhammad Mujibur Rahman from Abu Dhabi, and there is some engineer Rosary Islam also today is with us from Bangladesh, I think from Bangladesh, and then Murtaza Tanbir Ahmed from Abu Dhabi, and engineer Shamiul Islam from Sharjah, and also Rafiqul Islam, also he left already, I think. So now actually we are going to give you the with the best team, the best speaker. As for the judges, today's best speaker is Abdullah Tafim, Team A. Congratulations, Mr. Abdullah Tafim, for your nice speech. And also, the best team today is Team A. Congratulations, Team A. And for the junior, we have for the junior speaker, the best speaker is Saeed Ilham Nasir, grade 6 from Abu Dhabi. Congratulations, Saeed Ilham Nasir. Thank you, everybody. And now just I'm going to close the session. And before the session, just I'd like to request, today is actually, I'd like to allow the others to say something, but today Ramadan, so that is why we're not going to propose anyone. So just I'd like to request our founder and organizer, Mr. Rizal Rahman, to conclude the session.
Thank you very much, Engineer Amjad, for giving me a chance to deliver my speech. And today's session, everybody enjoyed, and this was outstanding. And every participant did excellent job. But as per rule, we have to find the best speaker. And that's why, as per the rule policy, we did it. But all are very competitive and very close to each other. And the participants who did not get the award of best speaker, we encourage them to improve, and good luck for the next session. Okay, now I want to speak about the topic today. We are living in a most developed technological world. At the same time, we are living in the age of distraction. Distraction coming from social media, distraction coming from email, lot of notifications, and this is give us the scattered focus. So there is two types of focus: scattered focus and hyper focus. So this is scattered focus is actually destroying our creativity, destroying our concentration. And for the creativity, we all know that we need hyper focus. So for the hyper focus, we need good concentration. And all the matter is that how to handle the social media. It is in our own task how to handle the social media. So if we all the time, if we engaged in the social media, emails and notification, that means we'll lose our concentration and we'll keep the distraction. So that means it is all are in our hand. So some people are thinking that this is a small, we can chat, we can watch the video for a few times and it will not a problem actually. But the small things, it can make the compound effect in our career, in our society. So I believe everybody should be aware about that and handle your time, handle your uses of social media, email and notification. And I want to tell our program today, total participant, I believe 12 or 13. And we are planning to make it in 2 sessions. One is junior and another is senior. So we'll discuss with our advisors and the organizer, Engineer Amjad, and we'll decide and let you know. But the next Friday, it will be carried out, the next session. Okay. And good luck to everybody. And thank you very much again, Engineer Manjur Khan, for attending our session as a guest. And we hope that you will join once again. Thank you very much to all.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Ramadan Kareem.
Alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.